concluded with one very interesting verse. Verse said, Advaita Acharya Prabhu in his house was performing puja for Lord Krishna. And side by side, he was hearing the Bhagavatam discussions that were going on. And Vishwarup brought out some amazing realization in glorifying Krishna. And Advaita Acharya Prabhu became so thrilled by that realization. He stopped his puja and came running and he embraced Vishwarup. So this is very striking because in the Panchatattva, on the two extremes, we have Advaita Acharya Prabhu on this extreme, on that extreme you have Srivas. So Advaita Acharya Prabhu is Pancharatriki Guru, the representative. And Srivas is Bhagavat Guru, both extremes. And then on either side of Lord Chaitanya, this side you have Nityananda who is Adi Guru, and on that side you have Gadadhar Pandit who is Radharani. So Krishna has on his left side Radharani, on his right side Adi Guru, Balaram, and the extreme right side he has Advaita Acharya Mahavishnu, who is also teaching Pancharatri Vidhi to the whole world by offering Ganga Jal and Tulasi leaf to the Shaligram Shila. So he is teaching the Pancharatri Vidhi. And on the left, we have Radharani, Gadadhar Pandit, and then extreme left is Shivas Thakur, who is Narada Muni, who is teaching Bhagavad Vidhi. So everybody knows what is the difference between Pancharatrika Vidhi, Bhagavad Vidhi. Pancharatrika Vidhi means deity worship. Bhagavad Vidhi means Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada instituted both in ISKCON. And they have a specific goal to be achieved. Pancharatrika Vidhi is never to forget Krishna. And Bhagavad Vidhi is to always remember Krishna. Somebody may ask, is it not the same thing? Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. No, it's not the same thing. There's a difference. The difference is, remembering Krishna means hear the pastimes from Bhagavatam. You hear about how Krishna wakes up in the morning, he takes a bath, and he's going for herding the cows and calves, and how Mother Yashoda addressed him and all that. The more you hear about description about Krishna, the more you develop affection, attraction, attachment to him. And this is Bhagavad Vidhi. And Pancharatrika Vidhi is another thing. What is it? While serving Krishna, not to become forgetful. Like you are making a arati plate. Somebody forgets a kerchief. Or somebody forgets a bell. One time somebody made arati plate for Guru Puja. I started worshipping. But the bell did not have that inside thing, So there was no sound coming. I was wondering why. Then I found this was missing. I said, hey, you didn't check it. He said, Roji, I saw the bell and I kept it as it is. So one has to make sure everything is proper when we are making arati plate attentively. So that attentiveness is increased by deity worship. That's why we take Brahman Diksha. When we have Brahman Diksha, when we enter into the altar, first we do Bhuta Shuddhi. Bhuta Shuddhi means I am not this material body. I am not this gross or subtle body. My dear Lord, I am different from these both are superfluous to me. And for millions of lives, I've been wandering with this Panchamahabhut body and with Antakarana, which is Man Buddhi Ahankar. And both these things are keeping me trapped in this material world, like a bird in a cage. Now, after millions of lifetimes, I have become a Bhagyavan Jeev, and I have become your follower, the Guru's grace. Now, my senses were engaged in Maya, in sense gratification. Now, I am going to engage them in Krishna service, your service. And how did this happen? By Guru's grace. Guru has come in my life and he has changed my direction now. I was going in a downward spiral heading towards hell, but Guru has put me on an elevator, taking me up towards your service. At the same time, the old conditionings are still there. They may be lingering in the mind. Time to time, the conditionings keep revisiting. So, therefore, I have taken to this deity worship. I'm coming in. Please kindly give me such a consciousness that even for a split second, let me not forget you. Let me remember you. Let me be attentive to you. In this way, while decorating the Lord, one should take care. You don't take the pin and prick the body of the deity. One should not do that. One should be very careful while putting the pin. You should put the pin in such a way that it doesn't hurt the deity. Similarly, while dressing the deity, the color choices, the jewelry choices have to be done very attentively, carefully. If one is not so knowledgeable, one should consider senior on which jewelry would be very ideal for this particular dress and everything. Similarly, while offering bhoga to the Lord, we have to take off the flute and keep it aside. That we don't do in the beginning. First, you put Guru's seat, then you put Param Guru's seat, then you put Radharani's seat, then you put Krishna's seat. Then all the seat is put now ready. Then keep all the plates also ready. Keep all the Achaman Patra, everything ready. So first, when you are inviting, you invite the smaller, younger persons first. First you invite Guru, then invite Prabhupada, then invite Shintaradharani, then invite Krishna finally. After finishing, Punarachmani, when you do after the prasad, first you should give to Krishna first, and then to Radharani, and then to Prabhupada, and then Guru. And who will get up first after the prasad is over? Krishna will get up first. He will go, then Radharani will go, then Prabhupada will go, then Guru will go, right? So the order should be remembered. After that, the plates and everything are removed. One has to make sure that you sprinkle water and you wipe that platform where you gave the prasad, where you give the bhoga, because one should be attentive about cleanliness also. And then make sure that you give the flute back to Krishna. Because without giving the flute, if you open the altar, that will come under Seva Aparad. And if you do Seva Aparad, you have to read one full chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So I was telling this in one class, one devotee asked, with purport or without purport, he's asking. Whatever it is, the idea is, the reading of the whole chapter is said as a parihar to get rid of the reaction coming from Seva Prad, the deity. So you will see that if you are going to be in a hurry, if you are a little careless and are thinking about 10 things in the mind, you may forget to give the flute to the Lord. Or sometimes one devotee was telling me, offered the whole bhoga to the Lord and everything was over. Finally remembered when he has to open the altar, he remembered that I forgot to take off the flute only. Lord had to play the flute and eat also. It will be difficult, isn't it? You keep playing the flute also, how you can eat both? So this is why the deity worship, Pancharatra teaches you how not to forget Krishna. And Bhagavad Gita teaches how to remember Krishna. Smartavyam sardam vishnam vispartavyam najatachit sarve vidhi nishedhasyur etayoreva kinkaraha. It is said. So, येन केन प्रकारेण मनः कृष्णे निवेशयेत्. That also it said. Sarve vidhi nishedhasyur etayoreva kinkara. All the rules, regulations, and prohibitions are given in order to not forget Krishna and to remember Krishna always. So these two processes are helpful. Pancharatra Vidhi and Bhagavad, they are like a railway line. They both take us to ultimately Krishna's lotus feet. At the same time, you will see that the Bhagavad Vidhi is very much emphasized in our Sampradaya. Prabhupada established deities, worship of the deities. At the same time, the deity worship cannot be done without chanting the holy names, without remembrance of the Lord. Jiva Goswami says that. He says that if you are worshipping the deity, dressing the deity, decorating the deity, but there is no singing of the kirtan, there is no adoration, admiration, remembrance of the Lord, then the deity worship becomes a mere ritual. So, spirit plus ritual is spiritual. So, along with the ritual, the spirit should be in the heart. The spirit of remembrance of the Lord. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita should be done along with Pancharatra Gita. Like you will see in our Bhagavatam classes, one devotee is giving Bhagavatam class, another devotee is inside the altar worshipping the Lord. Both Pancharatra Bhagavat, both are going on simultaneously. Now, Advaita Acharya represents Pancharatra Gita because he was the one who worshipped Shaligram Shila and invited Lord Chaitanya to descend, isn't it? So therefore Lord Chaitanya came to this world. But that same Advaita Acharya, you can see that, he is giving up that worship of the deity and running to Vishwarupa and embracing him out of great ecstasy. This is not considered offensive because when you are worshipping the Lord in the altar in your temple, suddenly some sannyasi or some guru is entering the temple hall. If there is no one to welcome him, receive him, you have the right to stop the puja, immediately go out of the altar and offer obeisances to the sannyasi, welcome him, speak a couple of sweet words, offer him a garland, and he can come back and resume the puja. And that is not considered a break in the worship of the Lord, because one should know what is the lesser rule, what is the greater rule. If such a great special guest comes, when you are receiving the sannyasi or guru, when you are doing that, Lord is even more pleased with you. Mad bhakta puja abhyadika. Lord says that. Uddhava Gita says that. Mad bhakta. If you worship my devotee, I am more pleased than when you worship me. So this is the rule. One should not ignore. Just like the Yagnik Brahmins, they ignored the Krishna's call through the covered boys. They came to ask for some prasad. Yagnik Brahmanas turned to them and saw, and then turned their face away. And then they were they were all chanting the mantras. Why they didn't speak? Because they said we cannot speak in between the yagnik sacrifice. Then there was an interval of half an hour. So, like all the covered boys came back and said, "Sir, in this period you are allowed to give charity if any visitor comes, and because that is officially permitted even in karma kanda sacrifices. If you can give us some prasad, that would be nice." So still they didn't speak. They looked at them. In the mind, they thought, first the yajna will be over, the brahmanas will eat, and then it will be served to everybody else. That is the policy. So they were sticking to the policy without understanding the spirit. Krishna himself has come. Balram has come. They did not understand the importance. Just like once in one temple, the temple president told the watchman that, see, people, nobody can bring the shoe inside the compound. What is this? The whole pathway, the pavement is becoming muddy. Tell them to keep the shoe outside the gate. It's a rainy day, he said. The watchman agreed. So watchman put on board that, leave your shoes outside here. Don't take it inside. So an old couple came, they parked their car far away and they walked to the temple. And then when they came to enter the temple, the watchman asked them, where are your shoes? Yeah, they said, we have left it in the car because it's a muddy day. He said, you'll have to go and bring it. He said, why? Because leave the shoes here. It's written here. So you cannot leave it in the car. They called up the president and said, well, he is saying that we have to bring the shoes. He said, compulsory, everybody has to bring the shoes. And the president laughed and laughed and laughed. He said, watchman, what kind of man are you? You don't understand. You only understand the letter of the law. You don't understand the spirit of the law. The spirit of the law is people should not make the pavement muddy inside the temple. They're not understanding the purpose behind it. Similarly, the Yajnik Brahmins didn't understand the purpose behind Yajna. Yajna Purush is Krishna. Aham Kratur, Aham Yajna Swadaham, Aham Aushadam, Mantroham, Aham Evajyam, Aham Agnir, Aham Hutam, Pitaham Asya Jagato Mata Dhata Pitamaha, Vedyam Pavitram Omkaram, Rik Sama Yajur Evacha. In those two verses, Krishna says, in all the Rik Sama Yajur, everything, Aham Kratur, I am the Yajnik sacrificial arena. I am the sacrificial fire. I am the ladle. I am the ghee. I am the mantra ucharan done with the Brahmins. Everything is me. And these guys have no understanding of that. Because they forget. So therefore, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, although he was a Pancharatra Trivedi Acharya, he knows when he can compromise on that and run to appreciate Vishwarup and embrace him and glorify him. That's what we read yesterday. And that goes to show his ecstasy. So somebody in ecstasy behaves in that way, there is no dosh in that. Like one time Prabhupada went to the kitchen behind when Mataji was cooking. What item have you made for the deities? He asked, and then she showed. Prabhupada took one sweet and put in the mouth. Prabhupada, it's not offered yet, he said. Prabhupada said, that's all right. And I just want to check whether Krishna will like it or not, he said. Of course, we cannot imitate that. Because Prabhupada said once somebody asked, what are you thinking of? Prabhupada said, I'm meditating on Krishna's lunchbox. Somebody in Raga Bhakti, so advanced, may eat Rava Laddu and then taste it and say, oh, this is all very nice. Krishna, you also take it. He can give it. But we cannot imitate it. Similarly, Advaita Acharya Mahavishnu himself, he can give out the puja and he runs outside the puja room and goes to Vishwarupa and embraces him. That's what we read.